Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to go over a few of the recent happenings from the RSA website with dev commentary, some stuff from the community, some clarifications and some cool posts. The Xi'An Animals stuff, so there's been some concept art shared and info about 3 Xi'An Animals. They are also running a contest at the same time. I'll chuck the details and the links below if you want to get involved with that. But basically they showed 3 animals and wool-yielding animal of some description, like a yaki type thing, an apex predator, which is like a giant dragon flying squirrel thing, and a popular pet, which looked a bit like Pikachu crossed with a bat. Star Citizen will have detailed aliens and wildlife in the game, both dangerous and as pets eventually. We are just starting to see more about them, and I'm very much looking forward to exactly what they can do with them, because it's going very differently from No Man's Sky, where in No Man's Sky everything was procedurally generated. In Star Citizen, some things are procedurally assisted, whereas other things are heavily artist influenced and created. New concept ship stuff. So there was a very cool fan-made assumption of what the possible concept ship that will go on sale on the 24th of November will be. Basically, in the recent newsletter, we saw a picture displaying unknown ship, which looked like an Anvil light fighter, possibly a gunship, can't figure out its scale, and there was a cool fan-made render of that. Obviously, it might not look anything like this, and it might be a total red herring, but I thought this was pretty cool. Sitcom exclusive, so CitizenCon attendees should now have their little pack on their account with 2 SMG skins and some trophy flair. That was exclusive for attendees. Land cannons will also be a thing in Star Citizen, in UE space anyway. I saw a picture on Reddit and it shows off the approximate scale of a claim. The claim might be, which is 4 to 8 kilometers squared. I thought that was cool to say the scale there. There were also some cool Squadron 42 mocap pictures shared on Facebook. A lot of censoring, but Eagle Eyes may be able to identify some yet unannounced actors. There should be a lot of reveals coming in December as well, for Squadron 42 as well. Sneaky Optane drive owners will notice that if they use their Raven codes, then return their drives for a refund, they will have $200 or approximately that, basically the value of the Saber Raven promo, deducted from the price of your return. So just bear that in mind if you are trying to do something tricksy sneaky. Some other FAQ type questions that were answered on Spectrum. We're not going to be able to sleep more than one person in a bed at a time. In game, when crossing into one or more physics grid, whether you're on foot or in ship, you're not going to notice anything or shouldn't notice anything other than maybe if you went into a planet's gravity, you'd notice that you're in a different area and affected differently by atmosphere or whatever. But historically, there have been some bugs with transition on occasion, but most of the time this is now being worked out. The engine keeps on improving. And the engine supports stations and other objects, not just moons, revolving around planets. So you could potentially have Port Olisar or Rex and stuff revolving around planets. There are also going to be a wide range of damage behaviours in-game in regards to ships, them being crippled, death flourishes, various types of system and internal damage, higher times to kill on larger ships, and not just every ship is going to explode every time you defeat them. In regards to outposts and their component system, they're still fleshing out exactly what defines an outpost. They are already using power generators in outposts, and these use the same component system that ships do. Item 2.0 allows them to define general systems and then use them in many different contexts. So moving forward, it's going to be possible to add things like shield emitters and generators to non-ships, or even add other controllable systems to space stations, to ground outposts, and that sort of stuff. In regards to the work and tests of 60 players on the Evocati servers, the work going into the higher player count goes well beyond the current network implementation. They look at every bottleneck in the game and how they can try and make it faster. The recent optimization passes have everything from netcode, animation, physics, ship component upgrades, debug logging, data access, UIs, and much more. Some of the work may be wasted when they move towards server meshing, which is effectively having everyone on the same server, but the majority of the work and improvements won't be lost, or they'll be used in some way. More on ship ownership of bases and that sort of stuff as well. Ownership mechanics are already in for 3.0 for players to own something, whether that be legally or physically, so people can basically steal things. In the future, orgs will be getting the ability to share ownership and access to ships and bases and that sort of stuff as well. There'll be permissions for players to get into things and codes and that sort of stuff as well, if you're not in the same org, but you're in the same group, effectively. Ship stats. In regards to the ship stats page, it's still a work work in progress. Ships will continue to evolve and change on there frequently. It's recommended if you're pledging to pledge on the intention of the role of the ship and not hardline stats, which will continue to change. On Friday, xenolinguist Britton Watkins and archivist Sherry Heiberg will join Jared as they discuss the continuing development of the Xi'An language. So that's basically this week's happy hour. If people are really interested in the Xi'An language, they'll probably talk about some of the Xi'An animals there as well. But the Xi'An's pretty cool. I haven't got the time to learn it. I'm sure that some people will, and we will check out a bit more Xi'An in the future. Every month we give away a ship. For November, it's a massive Pioneer base building ship donated by our featured org, the Matadors. Links below if you're looking to join an outlaw piratey group that's active now and in 3.0. All you need to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos during that month for a chance of winning. Do you have any questions about Alpha 3.0, about Star Citizen's development in general, or anything that we talked about today? A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the links to Patreon down below, as well as everything else we've talked about. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.